I had to do a Chris FROOME. I was running with my broken bike in my hand to the other side of the track to make it to the wheel pit. What's up guys? Cycling fanatics! Back in LA. Today we're racing Dana Point Grand Prix. I'm here with Evan. He picked me up from the hotel. We drove here to Dana Point. Race starts in about an hour. So getting ready, getting changed, getting to the racetrack. So Dana Point is a pretty big race here, especially in the pro category. But since I'm a Cat 2, I'm racing in the 2-3. Still big race, but we don't have the $12,000 of prize money. But we are going for the win. Today I'm riding on the Spark Wheelworks wheels again. So I've got my tubies on the bike, ready to spin, ready to boost, ready to fly. Alright, we're warming up. We've got about 45 minutes to go to the race. Finishing street is right here, so we're right there at the finish. It's going to be a downhill, uphill, into the wind finish. It's not a square, it's a... how do you call this? Racetrack? It's not a square, but racetrack is an L shape.
We're going to make it a W shape though, am I right?
W?
A W?
No.
Like winning?
We're racing 2-3s. There's quite a couple guys of our team. We've got about 6 guys racing the 2-3 of our team. We have a plan and we're going to execute it. 20 minutes to the start, 21 degrees Celsius, really nice temperature to race. My buddy Evan is going for the win today.
Every day.
Evan is doing a super good job. Like 7 months ago he crashed hard. He got hit by a car. Paralyzed from the neck down. Right now he's getting ready to race collegiate nationals next week. So freaking awesome comeback from him. And today is just a warm-up for next week. So rock and roll. Alright, back with another full analytics race video voiceover. This is the Dana Point Cat 2-3. As usual, you can see all the data on the screen. So on the top right you can see the track layout, which is an L shape. I learned it's not a square. So there's a couple extra turns, a couple extra bends in this racetrack. Right here going through the first turn. At the bottom you'll see my power, speed, cadence, heartbeat and the distance in the race. And at the top left you can see the time into the race. Why is there no speed? That's because my computer was still in indoor mode because I was on the rollers for warm-up and then I forgot to put it on outdoor mode, which I found out halfway this lap. So don't worry, it's gonna come up. We're gonna go through the whole first lap. I started pretty much in the back of the field, which is okay. We've got an hour of racing, so I had plenty of time to move up to the front and I wasn't worried about that. Here we're going through these right-left bends, which was great if you wanted to move up in the back or if you wanted to go really fast to the corners. You could put an attack in that place. Really awesome track. Here we're going uphill a little bit, so this is a couple meters higher than the rest of the track. And here you can see me fiddling with my computer. I was like, hey, why is there no kilometers on my screen? So you can see it's right there. It's on indoor and I switch it to outdoor right now. And then the speed will come up. So here we come to start finishing straight. It was a little bit downhill and now it's going uphill and we had a slight wind from the right. Not a lot, but would be something to consider when going for a sprint. And this was the first lap. So that's it. 15 minutes into the race. I'm next to Evan and I'm a little bit further back. As you can see right here, we move to the left. And just keep on pedaling, have a little bit extra speed, some extra momentum, and you can easily overtake like 20 riders in one turn. And if I wanted to, I could have even take a very sharp line in the left-hand corner turn and then take another 10 riders. So it was very easy to move up and back through the pack in this race. The track was very wide. Only the last straightaway, like here, was a little bit more narrow, but still wide enough to come around somebody. And so even though there were a couple extra turns, it was easy to go up and down the pack. Right here we are 27 minutes into the race, and again I wanted to move up to the front, and I squeezed through the left side here, keep pedaling and taking the outside, easily overtaking like 10-15 riders. I do end up a little bit far on the left here. There was a little gutter. You could ride it, you could squeeze through a gap if you wanted to, but it was a little bit safer to stay on the tarmac, so it's a choice. Here I ended up on the wrong side of my teammate. He was doing great work in the front, so chasing attacks and keeping the pace high, and I went on the left side of him, but he was falling back through the pack. So I sort of fell back through the pack as well, and I ended up a little bit far behind, but I made it up in the next couple laps. Right here you can see this guy in blue cutting the corner a little bit too short, and he bumped against this haystack in the inside of the corner, and well, you know, stuff happens. I already forgot it right here, but the guy that was right behind him, he's chasing him down, and he was telling him it was a bad move, and I think everybody was shouting at him, so he learned his lesson. No problem, rookie mistakes happen to everybody. So right here I'm behind the guy with the white bike, and his water bottle is sticking out, almost falling out of his cage. So I told him, like, push your water bottle in to make it safe for everybody. Guys, it's not weird if you give somebody else a tip or tell him something like this. It makes the race safer. If his water bottle drops out, somebody rides over it, we might have a big crash. So just keep it safe and help each other a little bit when it's needed. Coming through start finish right here, 38 minutes into the race, and right here I want to move up because we have only 20 minutes left. I wanted to see what was going on in the front. I wanted to see where my teammates were at. I see one guy of SDBC right there in second wheel. He's still keeping up the pace like we agreed before the race. And right here I'm pretty much coming all the way in the front of the race. A couple laps later, you see it stretch out. I see a couple of guys of my team, and pay close attention because right here on the left side a guy attacks, and this was going to be the winning attack of the race. I didn't know, I couldn't see who it was. Turns out pretty good track cyclist, and he managed to stay away until the finish. I was still pretty chill. Right here I was counting on sort of the whole pack to speed up in the last couple laps of the race as we usually do, but that really didn't happen. So coming through start finish, right there you could hear Wells shouting at me, "Jasper, get on there," because he knew who the guy was, and he yelled at me to get to the front to bridge the gap. But at that moment I didn't really see how serious that matter was and how fast this guy was, so I pretty much thought that the whole peloton would get up to speed in the last couple laps and we would close the gap to him, but it didn't happen. Coming through this turn right here, I was looking behind me to see how far I was in the pack and to see where my teammates were, and then this happened. Bad mistake. As I looked to the front, the guy swayed to the left, and I couldn't react because I was out of balance. I hit the rear side of his bike, and in my front wheel like 6 spokes broke, and my front wheel was totally messed up. So it took me a little while to reset my brain. I thought I was out of the race, but I see the other guy running right there at the top of the screen. And then I thought like, oh yeah, freaking hell, I can go to the wheel pit, get a new wheel, and maybe I'm in time to still re-enter the race. So getting the wheel out took me a little while. It was really stuck, and then taking the wheel out, and I was running. The wheel in one hand, the bike in the other hand. I'm running on my cycling shoes. It sounds like I'm running on high heels. It's so funny, but I was really stressed out right here. And Wells is right there, so he's gonna take my bike. I'm running through these people, little kids, everybody's like whoa, what is this guy doing running with his bike? But I was trying to be in time to get back to the race, so I was really in a hurry. So here Wells takes my bike and I'm like taking off to the wheel pit. Switching wheels. The other guy, he was really mad at me, which is totally true. And here we're waiting. That's the breakaway. And they had like 15-16 seconds on the peloton. We've got 4 laps to go, 5 or 4 laps to go, and here we're being pushed back into the race. And all right, back into the race. Let's see, what can we do? 15 minutes into the race, and we don't have a long time till the finish. 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go, and we are very far in the front. And here we go. Some guys from STBC, some guys from my team make their way to the front, and we've got Evan on my tail. So we have a possible good setup to get to the front, but things like this, to set up a sprint terrain or to move up to the front, is very hard, and it's all about timing. And although these guys are doing a great effort, they're pushing hard, they're keeping me up in the front, we are a little bit early because it's 3 laps to go. Right here it's 2 laps to go, and I see only one guy in front of me, and I knew he was not gonna keep up this pace for another 2 laps. So I see Evan behind me swerving to the left, I do the same, so a couple guys would pass us, and then we wouldn't be all the way in the front for another 2 laps, because then that's not a good way to start your sprint. You're just gonna burn up before you can actually do the sprint. Right here people are looking back, they think the same thing as I, so I'm waiting for somebody to go. And right here, boom, a guy attacks, which is a good thing because the pace will go up, people will chase, and I've got wheels to follow. So here we go, 5th wheel right now, still not perfect, but I'm gonna be surfing wheels from here on, seeing who's gonna be passing me. And right here I see this big guy, black suit, green bike. He's tall, he's big, he's a great guy to follow because I can draft. So I'm just gonna get on his wheel, see what happens. On the downhill, last straightaway, and from here on it's 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go, another guy attacks, and I was already accelerating, but for the rest nobody reacted. I was like, damn, I was too late. And after the race, turns out this guy was a Cat 3, so he didn't even get scored with us, but I didn't know back then. So right now I'm thinking I'm racing for 3rd place. So there's 1 spot on the podium that we can take, and it's gonna be a field sprint. This was a sketchy move. Guy comes from the inside, and it looks like they almost hit each other, but it was still alright. I had enough distance, and the big dude in the black skin suit getting back in the front, he was ready to pull, so I was staying on his tail. And right here he starts accelerating. Looking back, there's only a couple guys in a straight line, and he pushes down some more power. I'm staying on his tail. Perfect. The faster he goes, the better. Okay, 1 corner to go. I set up for my sprint. I increase the gears. Another tap on the gears, and here we go. He goes to the right, which is perfect because I wanted to stay downwind. I wanted to stay on the left, and I fill the gap. I open the gas, and I sprint. I overtake him, and I won the field sprint. Pretty good.
Now it's your medalists. Our silver medalist. It's Jasper Verkuijl. Ladies and gentlemen, the top men's Cat 2 winner. He left no doubt about it. A solo breakaway from Villa Pasadena. It's with a big engine here in Dana Point.
Way to go, guys. Nice job.
And as we clear the crosswalk, asking our awesome volunteers to please roll up volunteers.
Nice job, despite the mechanical. You made it happen, man.
Now.
Good job.
All right, podium is done. Got a new medal. Got a 6-pack of beer. After the race, I had to take a minute to blow off some steam. A bit frustrated about my own performance, about a little bad luck, and I made some mistakes today. So,
Quick man.
picture. Whoa! Selfie mode.
There you go, the man. It's all over the Harley.
Yeah, you want a beer?
Man, no. Sure, I'll take one.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, my brother.
I don't know how it works.
You had the flat and you brought the whole thing. How was you?
My front wheel completely
Yeah.
shattered. I had like 6 spokes breaking.
Wow.
Oh no, I hit someone's wheel. Big mistake, my mistake.
Okay, don't worry, don't take too hard. He's a big fan. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, it's gonna be a nice video from this race. A lot of interesting people. Oh, you run that race like which from style?
Yeah. Who wants a beer?
I do.
Two left. Where's the German?
Oh my god, 2.5 hours.
There you go.
Oh no, an hour.
Back at the car. Like I was saying, I was feeling pretty frustrated after the race. We had a lot of firepower in this race, and I was pretty confident we could win it. And some things didn't play out how we wanted to be as a team, and also me personally. I made a big mistake by riding against the other guy and trashing my own front wheel with 5 laps to go, putting a lot of extra stress on the last part of the race. I had to do a Chris FROOME. I was running with my broken bike in my hand to the other side of the track to make it to the wheel pit. My front wheel didn't roll anymore. It was too bent, so I had to run, take out the wheel, run with the bike. I got a new wheel, got back into the race, and then it was we ended up in the front wheel with 2 laps to go. So I backed off, went to the side, let a couple guys overtake, surfing wheels. There was a guy in a breakaway, strong guy. He succeeded to stay out there, so he won. Good move, and I got the field sprint, which was good for 3rd place. So, well, with 3rd place, but the guy that got 2nd was a Cat 3, so it was 2nd place. So I got 2nd place in the Cat 2 today. It's a podium. It's good. It's not a bad day, but I really thought I could win today. Anyway, we're gonna get stuff going and get some food. Beef, please. Yes. Got beef?
Because you're a big beefy guy.
Because I'm beefy. We're going to eat away our sorrows. I don't know why, because I got 2nd, but I just feel like that. Sad puppy. I'm so sad right now.
Jacob, I'm so soft.
What kind of drink?
A Sprite?
Thank you.
Asada burrito.
Like your eyes like.
A few moments later.
Do you have a team?
SDBC.
They have stepped up to the lake farm, as we say.
Change of plans. I just registered for the pro race. The pro race has $12,000 of prize money. I could enroll on my UCI license, so that's what I'm doing now. I need to reset my brain right now because I'm gonna go back to the car again, grab my stuff, change clothes, get into my speed suit, and then I'm gonna race the $12,000 prize money pro race. What up? I already spotted some pro teams, so it's gonna be on. Okay, back into my kit. I'm gonna go up for my 2nd race of today, and this is actually the big race. I'm gonna make this a new video, so stay tuned, check my next video. This is it for now. See ya! It's got a couple extra bends. I rode against somebody's back side of his bike with the wheel, so ding ding ding, spokes went flying, and my wheel didn't roll anymore, so I had to take it out and run to the wheel pit. Yeah, you're right. But it was my own mistake, super bad. So.